Want to be smarter? Want to be fitter? Want to be wealthier? Want to be better? This is Infinite Transcendence, where life mastery meets humor and sarcasm with a blunt approach. This is the place where we talk about mastering your life without the usual feel-good aspect. This is the podcast designed for people who want useful tips and information while being entertained. So sit back and enjoy the program.
Hello again and welcome to Infinite Transcendence. Today I want to talk about mastering rejection. Yes, not just dealing with rejection, not just coping with rejection, but mastering rejection and making it work for you and using the advantages of not dealing with rejection and making your life the best it can be. Because rejection, of course, is a part of life for everybody, because in life you're always selling yourself, whether you're selling a business, you're doing a business proposal, you're applying for a job application, you're going on a date, you're looking for a date, you're acting, you're an actor, you're looking to audition for a role, you're an athlete, you're looking to try out. You're always putting yourself out there, and there's always a chance you're going to hear no. And the further you want to go ahead in life, the more you have to deal with having to hear no, because in life you're going to have to deal with rejection. The more you want to get out of the more you have to succeed, you want to get out of your comfort zone. So part of life is understanding that and mastering that and using it to your advantages, because you're going to realize in a lot of these cases you're going to hear a lot more no's than yeses. And a lot of versions of sales, the best, even the most efficient ways of sales, you're going to get probably a 98-99% rejection rate. Most versions of sales, you're going to get a high rejection rate. You might get a 1 or 2 or 3% success rate. There are some versions that are higher, but they may be more time consuming to convert a client over. So if you don't hear as many no's, you may have to work harder and then get a no. So just keep in mind, in most parts of life, you're going to hear a lot more no's than yeses. But what you need to start doing is not treating rejection as something that's wrong with you, but treating rejection as a part of the game. You want to treat rejection as a clinical process where you're trying to get to what you want, and without having to, you're trying to get to the purpose of what you want, and you're weeding out the things you don't want. You're going through all the bad before you get to the good. So, first part of learning about rejection is that it's not the end of the world, and that it's not anything wrong with you personally. Stop looking at rejection as something that's wrong with you as an individual, and start looking at it as a part of a process. Now, in some cases, you do want to take a rejection, take the criticism to heart. For instance, if you give me a job application, I look at your job application and say, hey, I like what you told me. You sound like a pretty good person, but I think you need more experience before you apply for this job. And you're getting that kind of criticism consistently, then you want to look at that rejection and apply that rejection and use that knowledge. In that case, hearing that no is a good thing, because it's part of failing successfully. You want to learn how to embrace that failure. If you're hearing a no for something, or you consistently, maybe you go out and approach people you want to date, guy or girl, whatever you're doing. Usually guys have to do this, and you keep hearing a lot of no's. Maybe it's something you're saying. Maybe it's how you look. Maybe you need to change your appearance. Maybe you need to dress a little bit nicer or present yourself better. So rejection can help in that matter, but don't take it as something wrong with you as an individual, as that you're a bad or incompetent person. Look at rejection as a part of the process that you have to use to get to what you want in life, which is to succeed at whatever you're trying to succeed in. You need to learn how to accept failure, like I mentioned before, and you also need to also strengthen your social skills. And part of strengthening your social skills is getting out of your comfort zone and dealing with the possibility of hearing no. And the best part about it is learning that overall you need to learn that what's the worst that's going to happen. When you get a rejection, are you going to suffer some grave injury, some serious injury, some deathly injury? Probably not. You're not going to die. You're not going to get injured. You're not going to be put on the news or anything like that. You're going to just hear a no. And of course, the first time you hear that no is going to be a lot more hard. It's going to hurt more. You're going to feel weird about it over time, but eventually you're going to get used to it to where it hurts less and less, because you realize it's a part of the game. It's just dealing with that fact that you can get rejected and getting that part of that out of your system. Because like some people had the hard time dealing with others. Like for me, it was never really a big deal, but you want to get out there and train yourself to be the best you can be. You also have to put yourself out there more consistently and consistently. Like I've done a lot of selling over the years. For me, it's more like you got to get in that zone. So the more you get used to it, the more you put yourself into that zone where it doesn't bother you as much. You need to start, like I said, look at rejection clinically and don't look at rejection personally. And to do that, you got to, like I said, look at it. It's not a big deal. You got to realize you're going to hear a lot of no's, and you got to realize this is what you want to use to get what you want, because the last thing you want is somebody that's not suitable for you. Look at it as a sorting out process where you want something and you want to get past the bad to get to the good. Like for instance, if you're on a dating site, you might have a lot of qualities that make you so people are rejected at a higher rate, but you're trying to weed out the people you don't want. In that case, the rejection is good because you're weeding out what you don't want to get to what you do want, is saving you a lot of time. For instance, for my business, I have a lot of requirements for customers, like they need to sign service agreements, they need to pay online, things like that. A lot of customers don't want that, but that saves me the hassle if I deal with people I don't want, because if those customers don't want to follow those guidelines, they're not the kind of customers for me. And when I deal with customers, I want the best relationship possible. So look at rejection as a good thing as well. Don't look at it as so much of a bad thing. Look at it as a good thing and realize it's not going to kill you, and look at it in a clinical way. Okay, so let me know what you think about this. Do you do this already? Do you go out and put yourself out there in a line? Do you realize rejection isn't the end of the world? How do you master it? Let me know what you think, and like and subscribe, and also check out part 2 where I talk about overcoming rejection, a process you need to do to get over it. And of course, transcend infinitely.
Want more? Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment the video and subscribe to the podcast. Want even more? Check out the written article version and subscribe to the Infinite Transcendence website at infinitetranscendence.com for new and interesting quality content. Join now and receive a special gift. Also like our Facebook at Infinite Transcendence and follow us on Twitter at transcend_world. Keep watching and listening. See you next time and transcend infinitely.